What's up everyone, Mike Easy here in scenic Park City, Utah. Figured I'd take some time, kind of run you guys through my setup on my Eagle offering for some front country style trail riding. I've ridden the following MB in the Reckoning a lot. One of the first things you notice when throwing a leg over the offering is the difference in geo. For riding around here, I like the 140 by 140 setup because it gives you a super balanced and agile rig. I ride a size medium frame, and I have my flip chips set up in low mode. I do most of my climbing on this bike, and I like to keep that steep 77-degree seat angle, to have the most pedal efficiency while I climb and on those big trail days. I actually do like to drop it into X-Low mode when I have a day planned around descending in more aggressive lines, so I do switch into that when I'm looking for that lower bottom bracket and slacker head tube angle. People are always talking about building that one bike quiver, that one bike to do everything. If I was riding more aggressive lines, I might opt for a 150 lyric up front or even a 160 lyric to try to push harder into those rougher sections. If you are thinking of putting a 160mm fork on this guy, I would recommend maybe looking at the Evil Reckoning. That bike is made for bigger lines, rougher segments, stuff like that. The 160 fork is definitely capable on this bike, but it does sacrifice some of the benefits like the steeper C-tube angle. Jumping into my suspension setup, up front I'm running the RockShox Pike RCT3 Debonair. Running 91 PSI with 3 bottom out tokens, and I have my low speed turned out wide open with 9 clicks out of rebound. In the back I'm running the Push 11.6 coil. I have my 11.6 set up with a 475-pound spring. In the descend mode, I'm running 10 clicks out high-speed compression. My climb setting, I'm running 11 clicks out high-speed compression and 8 clicks out low-speed compression. I'm running 12 clicks out of rebound, which ties both circuits together. Got this thing laced up with SRAM X01 Eagle axis, Carbon X01 crank arms, Time Special 12 Envy carbon fiber M7 bar with the M7 stem. Run the RSC guide brakes from SRAM, Envy M730 rims, laced up to some Onyx Racing hubs. These are some silent engagement hubs. Maxxis tires, DHR2 front and rear. Got a 2.5 front, 2.3 rear. It's pretty unconventional to run a DHR up front. I personally like the stopping power of that DHR2 on these loose, dry Utah conditions. Top it all off, got the Reverb Stealth dropper. People get so hung up on angles and numbers and measurements and wheel sizes and stuff like that, but honestly, the most important thing is that you pick a bike that will best suit your riding style and the trails that you're riding, and just don't overthink it and just go have fun. That's what it's meant to do.
My name's Taylor. I work at Mud, Sweat, and Gears in Sherwood Park. And today we have the Evil Insurgent we're going to show you. This is a pretty nice bike, carbon fiber frame, a SRAM GX 12-speed Eagle in the back, Fox DPX2 rear suspension, then also a RockShox Lyric in the front with 160mm of travel. Coming with this one too, you have Guide RE brakes and a RockShox Reverb dropper post as well. And yeah, that's pretty much your Evil Insurgent.
Essentially we do full in-house service, anywhere from basic tune-ups, tire changes and stuff like that, all the way up to full teardown, all the way down to the frame and rebuild the bike. As Paul was mentioning, there's a lot of pivot points and things like that with new suspension designs and things like that you have to maintain. Usually with those kinds of bikes, every couple of years you need to take all those linkages apart, replace the bearings, grease the bearings that are serviceable, and also replace any sort of seals or anything like that on suspension. So yeah, we got a full wheelhouse in here. We've got 6 work stands in the back, so we got 6 guys working full time. Usually 10 to 15 hours at this point, at this time of year. We also have a night crew that comes in and works 3 hours. 3 of the guys, they work usually until midnight.
Hi there, this is Taylor from Mud, Sweat, and Gears in Sherwood Park. Today we have a helmet called the Smith 4 Front 2. This is one of the safest helmets on the market. And the reason being is because you have something called Coroid in here, which is this little honeycomb looking stuff. That takes an impact 40% better than your conventional foam would in other helmets. Also, if you flip it over and look on the inside, this has a MIP system as well. Sorry, hold on. You grab it one here. Okay. That's what I'm looking for. This has a MIP system as well. And that's called multi-directional impact protection system. And what that does is if you hit your head on this, your head's going to move with the MIP system instead of the helmet. And that lessens rotational impact on the brain. For people who have had head injuries, concussions, stuff like that, this is definitely the kind of technology you're going to want.
Hey guys, it's Dave here again with Mud, Sweat and Gears, store manager here in Sherwood Park. If you guys have any questions at all, just come see me. Right now I'm just going to show you the Rocky Mountain Altitude. We just got these in. This comes in a variation. This is one of their sort of most important platforms with Rocky Mountain with regards to versatility and riding ability. The Altitude being kind of the namesake as well for Rocky Mountain. So this bike is going to be that kind of bike. This is the Alloy 50. This is for somebody that's looking at upgrading from maybe their first full suspension or even a hardtail and getting into a little bit more of a premium parts package, something that's they're going to be able to ride for years to come. This guy starts at around $46.99, and it comes with a really great parts package. What you're going to see on this bike is going to be a 1x12 drivetrain from Shimano, a little bit of a step up from bikes that are in a class lower than this, so very nice premium drivetrain package. Going to get a nice RockShox front and rear suspension package as well. This one being the Super Deluxe Select. It's got a little piggyback on it. Just gives you a little bit more tunability and refinement in the suspension as well. RockShox Lyric fork up front, really nice smooth fork. This bike's going to do a little bit longer travel, so if you're doing a lot bigger mountain days and stuff like that, you know, your joints are going to thank you. This also has a 27.5-inch wheel, a little bit more nimble than the more common 29ers these days. So yeah, if you're looking at something to take to the bike park, maybe planning a trip out to Jasper, Banff, or Nordegg, this is a perfect bike for that.
Hi there, this is Taylor from Mud, Sweat and Gears in Sherwood Park, and today we're going to be showing you some hydration packs. This one in particular is called the Dakine Cycling 16-liter pack. Comes with a 3-liter reservoir, which I can show you here. And this is lumbar supported as well, so it keeps your back non-sweaty. 3 liters there. And you also have plenty of space with 16 liters in the actual backpack as well. There's your hose, and it does come with a detachable magnet too, which is really nice for on the trail so your hose isn't flapping in and out of your face. Other ones will be very similar to that, just maybe bigger or smaller. And then there's also one called the Hot Laps, which is actually a fanny pack that comes with a 3-liter reservoir as well if you just wanted to get the backpack right off your back. And that's pretty much the gist of it, except for some of these packs will also come with this part here, which is a hard shell, and then it keeps it off your back if you didn't want to have a sweaty back there, which is really nice. Okay, and that's pretty much it for our
full suspension section of our store. And we've got some of the great brands we carry, like Santa Cruz and Juliana. They're famous for making very good quality carbon fiber bikes. We've also got some Rocky Mountains here, good Canadian brand, and Kona over there as well, and some really niche product here from Evil Bikes that's carbon fiber as well. So we've got really well-known brands and then some of the smaller niche